for being so patient, waiting so long. So for 2 months of playing the game, I was still touch drive, and I
Imagine.
yes,
Filter
I
Flash
maxed
TD.
is that they had kind of like a corrupt, I will say, management, and they declined me. Phantom slowly started losing its greatness. Yeah, that's how it started. So I qualified for my first competition ever in Vodafone. I made a mistake, basically, and I got disqualified. In Vodafone, he was telling me, "So when are you joining RPM?" And yeah, we met in all of the offline esports.
We was talking in off cameras about some dirty stories in these tournaments. The community sometimes seems divided between for and against Filter Flash.
People get upset when you speak to them like this, and it's okay. They will never understand how it is. When they hate me like this, it just brings me even more motivation to win. So speaking the truth about the controller and tilt dilemma, which is
Save
another topic,
it.
which yes.
Okay, talking about skills and knowledge. You have followed the evolution of the game and esports over the years, participating in person, as you said, and online tournaments. How it's
Mhm.
like for you, this experience and this evolution?
I really have evolved a lot in the game in general. When you look in a TLE event, there is so many details that you can check in a map that is sometimes it's crazy. Even to this day, sometimes I'm playing, I'm thinking that I have the best route, but then there are still ways to improve it a lot. And that's what like shocks you in some kind of way, like, oh, there's even this detail that I didn't even consider. So there's always room for improvement. And then when you go to the top of the top details, then you check everything, and everything matters. And this is why the controller tilt topic is in a big clash, let's say, because they want to think that is the same. So before going to that topic and escaping, yes, I have evolved a lot in the game, and I'm improving even to this day in every map. So in some maps, I could still be weak, but if I try hard it and I have to qualify in some event, I will learn every single detail possible, and I will understand why is the best or the fastest way. So it's if I ask you, why are you shockwaving here? You need to answer me in a very specific answer. Hey, I have to shockwave because da 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 da. Or I have to drift here like this because da da da. So if you're able to answer yourself why you're doing things, I don't see why you're not improving into the top 10 in the world already, top 20, top 10. So that's all about it. It's all about answering the question why. Like, you need to also understand why is the fastest way. You need to look at the map. Why is the guy going so tight? Because you save lap time like that. If you go a bit wider, you lose lap time. The game is not so hard to understand. Maybe if you go to the extreme details, then it gets a bit complicated because some things are a bit of like a question mark how they work in the game. But yeah, that's about it. If you want to evolve and have some kind of improvement, you need to understand why you're doing things to have a very good argument every time and not just trying to imitate Alex or Future Flash or anyone because they do it. You need to understand why they're doing it. Why is Future Flash doing this route? There is a reason behind it. And that's why a lot of videos that I've posted are a bit I haven't posted so many, but a lot of the TLE events are them writing some kind of paragraphs like this, but they are like in some way like kind of emotional because it really shows what I went through to make the lap. and all the details of what goes into it and how it will change the community forever. Because if I invent something new, then everyone will do that way because it's the fastest way. So it's about changing the entire metrics, the entire course of the event. And that's what was happening in the past with Cytokine, the Korean guy. He was the guy to invent a lot of things, like the first references of any map, which you had no idea. Should I take this barrel? Is it faster? Should I shockwave? You didn't even know what to do. He could give you the answer to that. The best way, and showing his lap time was far better than all the platforms, not just QMS, 20ms, 5ms, 300, 400, half a second. And the route was always so different, so nice to watch because it was really out of the box. He was really thinking differently. And that's how it changed the whole game completely and the whole TLE experience completely. So back then, the best player ever for a very long time. Until now, let's say.
This experience, this evolution between the first tournament and the last one evolves our knowledge in the game that
It's
you and
true.
others helped to this construction.
Mhm. Yes. Um, a lot of times in the tournament, because people, as I said, they call lucky situations. But I don't think it's luck when you have to go all in sometimes and execute some stuff that are really hard to do. I could bring up example. Let's say it's not so hard, but let's say 1,000 minarets. You go through the left route, um, left with 1,000 minarets. Sometimes you could wreck. Sometimes you could not get it. So it's a risk. Still, it's not a I'm gonna get it 100%. But is it about do you have the balls to do it in the finals? Because of the stress, there's a high chance you will mess up. But sometimes there is no other option. I saw in many tournaments, also including my tournaments, that if I didn't go left and played safe, I would have lost
Uh huh.
completely.
Uh huh.
There was a time against the Afire, which in the Rimac uh, Snapdragon, we both went left and our cars collided like this. And my car got messed up, his car got messed up, and then he left the track. I almost left the track, I didn't. And I won because we both went all in and some mess happened there and he left the track. So if I didn't go left, he would have got left easily and he would have been far ahead of me.
Uh
He
huh.
would have won by far. So sometimes you're not even allowed for one single mistake. And that's why it's important to be consistent, take risks when it's needed, and so on. So a lot of things are important. It's not just okay, I'm just playing safe and that's it. And you need to take risks and you need to like how good are you in those tricks that are needed for you to win the race? They are needed. If I didn't do it, I will lose. Simple as that. So
And
yeah.
let's put some spice on this conversation.
Yes.
Now it's Asphalt Unite. We are out together across the platforms
Mhm.
and devices. And what's the impact of these changes on esports? We just watched the Lamborghini Challenge, and some things was to become very clear for me at least. I don't know about you that was
Mhm.
playing. So, what's your point of view?
What to tell you? It's I've been warning everyone for long before Asphalt Legends Unite will come that we are not competing in an equal environment. The competition is very different, much harder because we are competing unequally. We're not in equal conditions. As a pro player, you look at what you have and what they have. If you are playing equally, then you know that it's up to you that you messed up, that you were not good enough, that you didn't understand the map. But if you know that one person has a huge advantage, not just a little bit, a huge advantage over you because they have a controller, it makes you upset because you could try everything in your power and fail because of that. Why should you fail for 30, 50, 20, 10 ms, whatever? Joe has failed the Barcelona trip for 1 ms. 1 millisecond, he failed to qualify for the Barcelona event all the way from Mexico. He lost the entire trip for 1 ms. Isn't that upsetting? It is upsetting. But it was still, I'm just saying, it was not controller or tilt back then, but I'm saying that how much 1 ms can impact the entire experience. Even if some people call it a small difference, 20 ms, 30 ms, 50 ms, 100 ms, it's still a difference that will keep you out of the tournament.
Yeah.
You need that 50 ms to qualify. It's simple as that. So the competition is very, it's not equal. It's very upsetting. Maybe for all the average users, they like it. They're, oh, it's busy in the multiplayer. I can play with my friends. Yeah, but that's all they care about. For me, when Asphalt Legends Unite came, I don't have time to play so much MP anymore. I don't know the game anymore. I just play TLE for fun once, twice, close the game. So for me, I care about the competition, top 5 in the world. When I make a top tilt lap, top 2 in the world, I make a top 2 in the world lap, and somehow on the leaderboard it's top 17 or top 18, A Elite for example, I'm like, what the heck happened in the game? How could these random names be ahead of me? Why? And all of them, by some crazy coincidence, crazy, they all play on controller. Why can I not see a tilt player beat me? Oyocha can beat me, I know. Cool also in some TLEs, not all. Um, Phantom Blaze maybe also cooled. So it depends on the situations and the car, of course, and how much I try hard. But why don't I see 17 players to put me out of the leaderboard? Why don't I see 17 tilt players? But I always see whoever is ahead of me is by some crazy miracle in controller. So you see it once, you're like, okay, it's okay. You see it twice, okay. 3 times, okay. Every single time is the same story. Every single time. And then you are like, is there something that they have that I don't have? And then you look at even more details in the game. And you're like, it's obvious what they have. It's a huge advantage. Simple as that.
Okay.
So
You always have. You always try to make sure to express in your controversial opinion about this subject, the controller's advantage.
yes,
So this is your chance. Is playing with controller is really the best way. The truth behind of that drama that arise in the community every time that you talk about is
yes.
because after what we saw in Lamborghini Challenge, you was beating Hacer Best, acclaimed one of the best controller players in this game. Seems to me
Yes.
that you left a room for contradiction.
It's really interesting because the whole story had started very long ago, but no one even knew it was a thing. So what happened in the past was we had TVR, Ancient Ruins, in the weekly or something. I don't know when. It was very long ago. And then we could see a very different behavior in the car when Afik, for example, was playing, when he was wall riding, when he was executing a bunch of parts. We took the best player in the game, Cytokine, and also Alex was really good, but Moonwalker, Huikun, these guys. And then we were also looking at the fixed gameplay, and we were like, why is he having this crazy amount of speed during wall ride? We couldn't really answer much because our knowledge was limited. We were not smart enough to understand how the game worked fully. But it was a shock to us. We were thinking they were some kind of cheating because Pro Team, they did a lot of stuff in past. So we were very suspicious that they were cheating. We didn't know. Of course, they cheated a lot, but we didn't. Afik didn't. But we didn't know that the controller gives you that stability that you need. If you are 100% stable on a wall ride, you will keep your speed. Your speed, in fact, will even go higher. But for us, because we had to do this, it was not stable. So we were losing speed or had much less speed. It was like a shock. The first shock, from what I can remember, was that. The first ever. I think even if you ask Alex, he will tell you the same. Um, After that, we left that topic. So Windows was good, but never good enough to beat iOS players. iOS, I'm always saying it, will always be ahead in knowledge, or maybe was always ahead in knowledge, because we invented everything. Almost everything came from iOS. The best players ever were in iOS in the
Uh-huh.
past. They created the best routes. The the biggest noise came from iOS always. We had the smartest, best players, and that's why Windows was not much in the topic. Afik was nice to watch. Racerbest was nice to watch. In MP, they were playing good, okay, but we didn't see crazy lap times that they will shock us like on iOS. iOS was really um, game changing. When you saw the root of iOS, you were thinking, how smart is this guy? Like, how? It was always like that. And because on iOS, we have to find always a way, even though we play at a disadvantage, we always have to find a way out of the box to compete equally, even though we are at a
Mm-hmm.
huge disadvantage. So that's what maybe bring us ahead, I guess. And maybe it will hurt some people the way I will say it, but Windows was irrelevant until Driver 555 came. That's my opinion. Maybe others have other opinions. But for me, personally, and I believe it's the truth, Windows, as an entire platform, they had some good players, but no one
Mm-hmm.
really made a noise to us. We said, okay, it's a good lap time, but I can beat it. Until Driver 555 came, Windows, in my opinion, was irrelevant. I didn't even care what they were doing. After 555 came, he showed the true potential of the controller. So the way he was using controller, he was abusing the power of what controller can do with the very fast inputs. I I loved the gameplay. I was watching the gameplay. I was like, what? This is
Wow.
amazing. Yes, I loved it. Some people think that I hate Windows players or I have some kind of hatred or whatever. I never have a hatred. I'm gonna say it even here. I said it multiple times. I don't hate the Windows players. I care to speak about the truth and what I see because it really matters. And I love the gameplay of the controller because you can do whatever you have in your mind. If I want to shockwave now, it comes right now. It doesn't come like me 100 ms later, 150 ms later, 200 ms later. I'm tapping very fast, but for some reason, 150 ms. It's not 0 ms. This changes everything in the game. So before going there, yes, Driver, um, he changed the whole platform. Windows was never the same after that. After he appeared, even though he had some kind of beef with Gameloft, I don't care much about the story. I care about what he gave to us. So to us, he showed us the true potential of controller, which is the true limit of the game. We were thinking maybe controller could not steer as good as tilt. On tilt, we have more space to tilt and we could be more accurate. But maybe we thought like that. But then we saw controller gameplay and they are having better turns than on iOS players, which we are tilt. So we were thinking, what is happening? The inputs were amazing, the lap times were amazing, and for tilt, almost all the players could say they were unbeatable. We imagine seeing a lap time and you say it's unbeatable. It's not like almost all of the lap times that I saw in the past. I say, okay, I could if I try hard, I can beat it. But imagine all of a sudden you see a lap time and you say that's not possible to do on iOS because I cannot do orange punch, I cannot do instant shockwave, I cannot do crazy floaty with 8 inputs in one floaty. The guy Big 71, he did 8 nitro breaks in one floaty 360 input on. That you can try that to do it on tilt. It's impossible. So he changed the whole platform, and after that, because he was posting every video all the time, he posted every TLE, destroying the game completely. He changed the entire platform, and Windows all of a sudden they got some really good players. B-Wine, Azimo. Azimo now is probably one of the best players ever because he's impressively good in MP, but also in TLE he can make the limit, almost the limit basically, the guy. So so many good players came on Windows that can beat the best tilt players easily, in my opinion. They can beat us easily nowadays. So for us, it's really, imagine playing 6 years and all of a sudden you see that controller is a better way to play the game. And you will say, why is it better? So let me answer you why it's better. As I said before, the inputs, if you go to the top 5, top 2, top 1 in the world, they matter. So if I want to shockwave now, I want it now, not 100 ms later or 150 ms later. If you add it, the more the turns, the bigger the advantage, basically. So if I have to align and then shockwave instantly, but it's coming every time 100 ms later, you're losing lap time little by little, and in the end, it adds up 200, 300 ms, 400 ms. It adds up, and you can make a good lap much easier on controller than on tilt. I could try for a very good lap for 10 hours, and they could try for half hour, destroy my lap. And you will think, are these guys some kind of crazy talented or what? They are talented, but they also have the best equipment in their hand. So if you have everything in your hands, then you make the limit of the game. So unfortunately for us, we on tilt we can never make the limit because our inputs are not the same. And I was speaking with Gameloft about this. I spoke with a lot of people, and in community I got a lot of hate because of it. And that's why they also call me arrogant, and they don't want to accept the reality. Like a lot of people are still supporting that, oh, they are equal, they have their advantages and disadvantages. Come on. That's not true. Because every time I ask him a question, they cannot answer to me that question. When I say, where is my instant shockwave? They get stuck, they cannot answer. They say, they both have advantages and disadvantages. Yes, what are the advantages of tilt? And then they have some random guys saying we have a better steering view. Like we have a better steering position. But that's wrong because we saw videos that they have even better steering position than us. So that argument goes out of the topic. So what's the advantage on tilt? Nothing. So how can we compete like this when we are not in equal conditions? How can we play for esports and qualify for esports when I have to deal with 10, 15, 20 controller players who are really good, and I have to pass them. And then you will say to me, why don't you switch to controller? And
Yeah, this is the key. This is the key
yes,
question. Will you try controller?
um, I want to learn controller, and I know it's not easy. And a lot of people have switched from tilt to controller, and they have improved a lot. For example, Hyper, Jagger, they have improved a lot in the game because of that switch. They will never be anywhere close to tilt if they are on controller. So, of course, it's the key to success, but it's also upsetting that after 6 years, I have to switch my entire experience because I'm playing on a disadvantaged equipment. It's upsetting to me. Why should I? We started the game the same way. Why all of a sudden I'm at a disadvantage and I have to learn a new experience when they are playing 6 years on controller and I'm playing 6 years on tilt? Why should I switch now on controller and have nowhere the same experience as on tilt? I have to pray for 2 months. I have to play a lot, which I don't have time, learn all the details, and then beat my tilt lap times, which are still very good. So if I beat my tilt lap times, then I can switch fully to controller and maybe even play both, which is the best thing. So with controller, I believe that I could set lap times that people will call impossible. They will love it. It's amazing. It's amazing what you can do. Really, it's beautiful because you can do everything what you have in your head and not delayed all the time. Delay here, delay there. Problems with the floaty, problems with a nitro punch, problems everywhere. You have problems everywhere. So yes, I have to learn. I cannot promise to anyone when, but I have to try once I build a setup to see how it goes. Of course, it's not easy. Maybe I will never get as good. It depends. It depends, really. It depends on how much you try and depends on how good you adapt with a controller. Some people can play for 1 week and all of a sudden they destroy their lap times on tilt. Oyocha, which is one of the best, if not the best tilt players ever, um, on controller, he some of the lap times he makes, he can never do on tilt. I could bring up the easiest example. Um, Roller coaster, Bugatti and 110, Clash. He didn't even make 58 in the past. He tried on controller, half hour, not even. 58.6, destroying his tilt lap time forever. Is that a coincidence? It's not a surprise. Even on a Ferrari qualifier, Q1, he tried on tilt, he made a good lap time, but not good enough. He played on controller, half for 1 hour, he beat my lap time, which I tried a lot, I broke my back. He beat it in 1 hour and he made top one in the world in 1 hour. Was so easy for him to do that. And it's not just talent, of course it's talent, but he had the best conditions in his hand. So when you give to the smartest person, the best conditions in their hand, they will make the miracle. They will make what you want, the best lap, and not some lap which is good and then at some moments you mess up. Boom, immediately. So yes, that's the key to success. And as I said, to not repeat myself, I hope people understand the difference as soon as possible. I hope they look into the details in the game and see that this is what is happening, and we are playing in a very unequal environment. But we should still try our best. What can I do? Like I talked with Gameloft, and I mean I cannot say much right now because it's a bit confidential. But
Yeah.
they are planning to somehow fix it, fix this, and not to destroy controller, but to improve the experience on tilt. So maybe bring an extra button, maybe we could also have instant inputs. If we have instant inputs, then we are playing on an almost equal environment. So when I was in Spain I showed Gameloft in person the difference between controller and tilt, and they were devastated. They were shocked. They never expected something like this, and they also are a bit shocked because no one really reported to them that this was actually happening. So it's anyway really hard to speak to someone in Gameloft in general. So I'm not surprised, but um, their goal of Asphalt Legends Unite was to unite us all together. We could play with all of our friends in all the platforms, but they didn't know that it was like this. So when I showed them this, they were really shocked. So yeah, that's about it. And for now, we have to deal with the things they are like this. So whoever really has questions, whoever really is wondering, hey, what are you speaking? I don't understand you. Whoever really is wondering, maybe has some kind of fake friends which are telling them lies. You can contact me on Discord, anywhere, on Instagram, anywhere. I will answer to you how the game works. It's very simple. It's not so special science. Very easy to understand how the game works. If I want to shockwave right now, it comes right now on controller. But on tilt, it comes 100 or 150 or 200 ms later. Why? Because we don't have two buttons for one action. We don't have. I cannot do this and instant shockwave. I wish, but it doesn't. So uh, this is what we have to deal with right now, and it's a shock, of course, to a lot of people. But it's the reality. That's what I care about, and that's why I don't know why, but people get upset when they get told the truth. They get upset. I don't know why that happens. Instead, they should be happy that they know in their head that hey, this is actually true, man. Like he's making some sense. What he's saying is not random. I don't say it's better and that's it. I say it's better because I give 10 explanations why and why we cannot do 10 things that controller can do. And then you can also not answer to me back because you don't have anything against me to answer to me back. You just have a theory. It's advantages and disadvantages, and then there's no answer behind that. That's it. So how could you accept this kind of thing? How could you accept such an opinion? I will never accept such an opinion because it's not an opinion. It's just a random saying. Oh yeah. If you speak to me with arguments, then I will understand. I will say, you know what you're saying is true. It makes sense. But if you say, yeah, it's okay, some advantages, disadvantages, tile one, yes, can't speak. So why should I listen to you when you're incompetent to have one argument against my whole topic? Simple as that. So don't get upset with me when I say how things are. When you cannot answer, you cannot answer. So then you eventually, I guess, you have to agree with me because you don't have anything to say against me. Isn't that simple? So
Oh
they
my
try
god.
to they forget the argument and they focus more on the character and the way I say things. Because you say it in such a way, it's so emotionally hurting me, and yeah, you're a bad person. I mean, I try to say it to you in a normal way. I try to say it in an emotional way. I try to say it in all kinds of ways. It doesn't work. They're blind, these people. I don't know. It's so upsetting, really. It's so upsetting. Like, and those who
Oh god.
understand me, Tilt players, they respect the whole argument. They say, you know what, you're right, man, and I'm also upset about this, but they cannot say much because they also don't want to be hated like I am hated. So they cannot speak much. Like me, I can speak. It's okay. They can hate me. It's okay. But in the end, I will still speak the truth. I don't care if you hate me or not.
Okay, and now changing the topic, changing the perspective, now looking for the community. And what would you like to see a greater integration between the community and its idols? Like you was talking about idols before. Could this help
Yes.
to promote the franchise more and maybe consolidate it in esport place as it happens with other games that today are very popular?
Yes, the thing is about Asphalt that it's a big game, but it's not as big as some other games. So, of course, it's not easy. It's really hard, and it's really hard to keep people playing the game in general. I don't know how they made it possible with other games. I will not say names, but um, as for Asphalt, yes, the creators are a very important part of the community. For me, unfortunately, I don't post much. I don't even post at all. I used to, but now I don't. I don't have much motivation. I hope what I'm doing in ESL maybe it's enough for some people to motivate them to participate in an ESL tournament at least. Um, but we have other creators which are posting like you, interesting stuff, interesting live streams. You even are casting in Portuguese, and so you are even helping communities which don't even speak English. And we have also on the other side other big creators in India or whatever, which um, they have a huge audience. So some people could even make a living out of this, which is really good. But for me, it's not so easy yet to do that. It's not easy with my expenses, what I'm having right now. And as for the game, to make it really grow, it's all about the marketing and advertising what they do. The with the esports is also really important. If they don't really push the prices higher, it will not attract as much audience, I guess. Um, do we have games? I asked someone in uh, in Germany, yeah, at Gamescom about Brawl Stars. He played like he has won from tournaments 150,000. 150,000 is a lot of money. I won so many tournaments. I participated in so many tournaments, and I've won, of course, also a lot of money. I mean a lot, but still could have been a lot more. So I won over 30,000, let's say, from esports, which is a good amount, but only me. So we have also then players who have 150,000, just like that. So it's a lot of money and life changing money. For me, 30,000 over so many years is not much, is not a lot of money. So they could try to promote it in some way. I see that they are trying still everything with Asphalt Legends Unite, some special events. For me, special events, for example, are boring. I cannot play the same races 5 times, make barrel rolls, spins, perfect nitro, shockwave. What are these things? It's I cannot engage like that. I don't have motivation to do that. For me, in the game is competition. Esports comes, time to play. I play if I have time, of course, because I'm still busy with work. Um, I play and I push to the limit. That's what I find interesting to me. Others find it interesting to max cars. So maybe they could max a car, okay, and they feel this kind of achievement which you feel accomplished. I accomplished this. I maxed the Pagani. I maxed the Mercedes. So uh, I had those feelings in the past, but now they are gone because I don't know. My opinions have shifted in the game, and I don't have much time anymore. So what I care the most about now is TLE and the top competition in the game. Or else, for me, I don't see much sense in the game. For me, the most sense comes out of these competitions. If I can qualify for an offline event, would be really nice. I travel to Spain. I see my friends. I meet with Gameloft. Okay, it's fun. I went into the Lamborghini there. Was really interesting. We see all these kind of fans. And Gamescom was really nice. For example, there was something. So many people were asking me for pictures, and you really feel like a star. That's amazing. It's. I guess it's. Yes, it's the best feeling out of all the feelings in the game to feel important, to be someone. It's not so easy, of course, nowadays. And the more time passes, the harder it gets for competitions like this to qualify, to even do something. to win. It's not as easy anymore. And
And you
yes,
like to be the idol of the community and let the community play with you.
yes. I mean, maybe because I'm always just saying, as with you, we pushed an interview 3 months, 4 months, whatever. Uh, but I'm always saying that maybe I will try to stream. I will try to stream, and I'm never doing it. So
Yeah.
I hate to lie. Um, but I don't know. I guess I have to stream a bit more often to engage a bit more with the community. I guess I'm a bit demotivated because of the whole YouTube channel is not so active. So I wish it was active. If I have like an audience like yours, you have an active audience or someone. If you post consistently, you will get an active audience. Because I don't post consistently, I don't have an active audience. So for me, it's kind of upsetting when I stream and there's not many watching, or there's not many chatting in the live chat or whatever. I want some kind of like, give me some motivation to play the game. It's not just, I don't will not just play for you. I want someone to motivate. Hey, let's play together. Let's do this. So we do some tasks together, some nice races, some nice commentary, real commentary, not fake. Because a lot of streamers are fake commenting, fake this, fake reactions.
So
For
let's do
me in the past,
it.
yes. For me in the past, why people loved my streams when I was more consistent is because my reactions were so real and so nice. You will laugh. You will watch and be like, this guy is funny to be playing with. Like, it was really amazing. It's really amazing. Like it was. I remember one random occasion with Alex Lamborghini Veneno, a multiplayer. I called that stream the impossible stream because we would match on iOS with the best players of iOS, 8 players, all top players. And it would be such a mess in the race. It would be impossible to win every single time. So it was a really great challenge. And seeing the reactions of Alex, if you watch that stream, you will die laughing. My jaw really, it was hurting here because I laughed so much. I never laughed so much. I never laughed so much with someone streaming. It was unbelievable. So yeah, really amazing. As long as you have a genuine reaction and not fake. Oh, little guy knocked me down. Have some real sense. Like okay, he knocked me down, but it depends on the situation. Sometimes it's interesting. You maybe have to be loud, and sometimes you just okay. Let's just continue. So you have to be genuine. It's very important to be genuine, not have these fake reactions. Because I don't. Yeah, it's not so interesting anymore. In the past, I used to watch Afik and Racer Best, for example, in multiplayer. It was really nice. Racer Best, this kind of like cold behavior situation. Okay, nice, nice. Or making some race and having this low tone, which kind of like it's funny sometimes when some things are happening. So yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting to watch because he's not bad actually in the game. He's good. So for me to watch someone play, they have to provide me something. Can you provide me with knowledge? Really hard. Can you provide me with some kind of entertainment? Also really hard, but maybe you could if you are good enough. So for me, at least it's like that. So that's why I don't spend so much time on YouTube. It's hard nowadays to find something like really engaging for me because what I see entertaining for me a lot is a top tier league competition. So very few players are streaming at the top 5 in the world. Who is doing that? So it's
I,
not
s-
about you. Is That's the thing. So yeah,
I still want to see you sniping in my streams.
I could if I have time. For example, now I work in 1.5 hour, for example. So we have some time, but yeah, like I have to try to play a bit more the game because the less I play, also the worse I become. So you lose the consistency. Like I already lost it, but somehow I'm still competing. I don't know how it's happening. Even I am shocked.
Okay,
Um,
so to
but yeah.
finish, Let me do a surprise question for you. It's not really a surprise, but yeah, let's do a kind of rapid fire questions. Do
Mhm.
you agree?
Yeah. All right.
So,
Let's see.
I will do the question and please say the first thing that come into my to your mind, okay?
Okay. Let's see. I'm kind of curious now.
Favorite car?
Favorite car. Ah, it's two cars. It's either the Bugatti Chiron or the Lamborghini Huracan.
Okay, and the
Spider.
hated car?
Most hated.
Yeah.
Uh, wow, these questions are really hard to answer. It doesn't no, because it's a very like a general question, and
Pick
uh,
one.
I'm thinking now. What is a very bad car? I don't know. Yeah, it's
Okay.
really hard.
Favorite track?
Favorite track, I would say the location will be Rome or Cairo. Yes, Rome or Cairo, and maybe if we get too specific, I guess Rome, Saint Peter, Saint Peter kicks off, or Eternal City is also nice, or else in Cairo, Thousand Minarets and Nile River, maybe easy maps.
And the most
But in general,
hated?
ah, yes, I think the Singapore is not so nice. It's very complicated, very a lot of turns, not very. You don't have a really great feeling racing there. Or also Norway in some parts they're badly designed in my opinion. The first ever designed good maps, Rome, Cairo, San Francisco, all these first maps ever, Himalayas. I don't know how they designed it so well. If you think about it, the design is amazing. How did they come up with these ramps in those specific places? How did they come up with these nitro bottles in those specific places which are needed? If you think about it in detail, the way they made the map, it's very interesting. And sometimes you could say bravo to the developers. One of my, if I could, because you mentioned about the favorite car, for example, if I would call one of the most balanced cars before As for Legends Unite, could be the F5 Venom. It's so amazingly designed, it's a shock. The physics, the nitro is exactly there, the acceleration is also there, the speed is amazing, it's not crazy to drive. For example, you have cars like Devil 16 or Koenigsegg Absolute, which is really hard to drive. Until you are so far from the true potential, and somehow we see a very different behavior when people play a controller. So much better. But yeah, continue with your questions because I'm gonna go again to somewhere. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to Spain.
It was to be a fast answer. Okay. The best driver ever.
It's impossible to answer. Uh, it's impossible to answer. I will say if I will because there's in two categories. You cannot be in one. In one is too hard, but in two categories. TLE best player on controller. I would say it's driver 555 on controller. He changed the whole dynamics of the game on Windows. On tilt, I think it's Oyocha, of course. Oyocha is really amazing. So on TLE, yes, he's all the time. If we push together, he's sometimes stopping me for 20 ms. Sometimes I beat him. But if we look at the overall performance, I think he did better than me in overall performance. So I accept the truth. It's okay for him to be better.
The most friendly
But in
player.
Friendly. Uh, for me, I have Alex as my best friend, so I guess Alex.
The biggest rival.
Biggest rival. Um, it could be, for example, I guess Cool, RPM Cool. I haven't. He beat me in one esports, and I haven't managed to get my revenge back. So I guess he could be the biggest rival. It's not like we race against each other a lot, but I haven't beaten him yet. So it's kind of like a question mark.
The biggest challenge.
Challenging what, for example?
On the game.
To to be consistent with playing a lot, it's not easy. The more it goes, the less time you have for the game. I see it as a challenge to keep playing a lot. It's really hard to do that. The more you grow up, also, it's really hard.
The unforgettable tournament.
Unforgettable are all the offline events that in all of them I won. So Vodafone, Barcelona, Köln, Germany, and now again at Jerez. And also in December, again, it's going to be a bit on the left side than Barcelona. Don't remember now how it's called, at Ferrari Land. So um that are the most unforgettable experiences, which are completely different from online and everything else.
The biggest game regret.
The biggest regret is my mistake in the past with esports, where I got into the blacklist. That was the biggest mistake. The biggest regret because I lost a lot of money and 5 competitions for no reason. So both of them.
And the
That was the
biggest pride.
biggest pride, having the most championships in the game, the most championships and the most valuable championships in the game. 10, 11. So 10, yes. Oh, that's the biggest achievement of winning in 2019, but also being able to win even right now when the competition is even much crazier. So, but even then,
and
but still, how it evolves.
and what you
Mhm.
think about the future.
It's really hard to answer because the more I grow up, the more responsibilities I have, and I don't want to slowly retire from the game, being forced to retire. But maybe if some crazy opportunities and responsibilities arise, I might have to stop the game. So it's and the future is a bit of a question mark. It really has to depend on the competitions, the dates, and what I'm doing with my life, and what opportunities and responsibilities I have to see for how long I can still play the game. So as long as there is esports, I will always play the game. But if they stop esports, or if in some way I am very busy with work and I cannot participate, I guess I slowly might have to retire. And it's sad, but that's life, I guess. I cannot do
Yeah.
something about it. It's hard to keep up. If they if the game gets bigger and more attention and more money in the esports and more competition, all of these things,
More
maybe I could
professional.
still yeah, maybe I could still keep playing in some way, even though I might be still very busy. So it really depends. It's a a very big mistake. For example, in this December competition, I was lucky that it's from Tuesday until Thursday. If it was on the weekend, I wouldn't be able to come, and I would miss out on one of the biggest tournaments in the game, the third biggest actually. So um, it's really complicated, and I hope somehow it gets aligned with my work and the game. I will try to play, but I cannot promise that I can participate in all of them. It's the sad reality.
Yeah,
So
it's true. Well, Filter Flash, I need to say thank you. It took me some time to get you here, but finally, I think that it was amazing. Thank you for coming.
thank you for having me, and I apologize for the devastating delay and very bad. But I'm happy that we managed to make it finally, and I didn't want to disappoint you because you are a very nice person, and how to give some good compliments now. But yeah, you're really nice, and I don't want to mess up with what we have, the connection that we have, and for me, it's kind of like a very bad management from my side to not be able to have the interview for so long. But we still made it possible. We still kept in touch. Let's say in these months, we talked when it was needed, and yeah, I'm really happy to be on your channel, and I hope the best for your channel. It's growing, and the more effort you put, the more it will grow. So the more you continue, maybe you will have it like as a side hobby, like right now. Uh, Make also some money and enjoy, have some sponsors. You know, why not? It's good if you keep it going like others are doing. It will grow a lot, and who knows? It might bomb at one moment. So
Maybe.
yes. So like you have to stay consistent. That's the thing. If you stay consistent, it will come eventually. Because you need to test also with your luck. You need to be get lucky once. But if you try every day, you will not miss the luck. So one day you might not try, and the luck will be that day that you will not try. So if you are consistent, you will not miss the luck, and then explosion will happen. So I wish all the best for you, and thank you for the interview again. It was really nice, interesting questions. I think we answered everything. I'm trying to think if there is something else, but uh, is there something? I don't know.
Well, why not? We can have you maybe here again in the future talking about other topics.
We
I
can, yeah,
know
maybe we can
that
talk.
I know that this is a short time to talk about so much history on the game, and I know that if we do it like online in a live stream, I know that a lot of other questions will pop up in the chat, so maybe
Yes,
we can have another conversation in the future.
we can also do it on a like a live stream of yours or something.
Yeah,
So maybe
maybe.
if we have like an active audience to ask questions, because that's also very important, then I can be on call with you on Discord, and then you could stream, and then they could hear us live what we are saying and give live answers
Yeah,
and stuff.
let's do plans for the future, and I hope it don't took me another 4 months.
Yes. So yeah, maybe we could have a bit like more like consistent interviews. Maybe after some kind of esports events, we could speak about what was happening and what really happened, and the management, and win or loss or whatever could be something. So yeah,
Yeah.
interesting for the future, I guess.
Yeah, very interesting. So thank you again for being here. Thank you for your kindness, for your time, and for this opportunity to talk. And I really hope to see you here again for next
Why not?
videos
Yeah.
or maybe live streams or whatever. And thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys next time. Bye bye.